When we talk about what defines global power in the 21st century, it really all comes down to the race for technological supremacy. And right at the heart of that race is, of course, artificial intelligence. And right now, a new, really ambitious player is making a bold move to shape its future.
So that brings us to the big question, right? Can India actually become a genuine AI superpower? As we're about to see, the answer, well, it's not just about tech. It's about some really smart strategy, some clever diplomacy, and a pretty unique vision for what AI should even be.
All right, so where does a country like India even start? Well, its first move is a big one, planting itself right at the very center of the global AI conversation.
So get this, in February 2026, India is going to host the AI Impact Summit. And look, this is not just another tech conference. It's a huge deal because it's the first time this global forum is being held in the global south, the world's developing nations. And India's goal here is super clear, to move beyond abstract discussions and start generating some real actionable policy.
And if you look at the history of these summits, you can see a really interesting story unfolding. It all started back in the UK, where everyone was, frankly, focused on the catastrophic risks. Then in Seoul, the conversation widened a bit to include innovation. Paris shifted it towards economic opportunities. But India? India's making a very deliberate, very significant pivot with its theme for 2026: people, planet, and progress. That changes the entire conversation.
Okay, but let's be real. Every grand ambition like this runs into roadblocks. And for India, the biggest one, well, it's a huge one. It lies deep within the very hardware that makes AI tick. I mean, to put it bluntly, India's entire AI dream could fall apart if it doesn't fix this one fundamental vulnerability. And it all comes down to a major break in its hardware supply chain. So let's really break this down. What are we talking about here? First off, India is almost completely dependent on imported high-end GPUs. Those super specialized chips that are basically the brains of any AI system. On top of that, there's a real lack of advanced hardware being produced at home. And then you have the massive, and I mean massive, energy needs for all the data centers. Put it all together, and what do you get? A critical lack of self-reliance in the core AI supply chain. So, wow, how on earth do you solve a problem that big? Well, India's answer isn't just about building more factories. It's a really clever two-front strategy that's all about diplomacy and trade. Okay, let's look at how this strategy is taking shape. First up, you've got the US connection. This new interim trade agreement between India and the US is an absolute game changer. It's specifically designed to get India access to crucial high-tech goods.